So I'm just waiting for either Almighty God or the criminals to stop blocking the Cruise Critic website so we can do today's sweepstakes for the free cruise. No, we're doing more songs. Did one song, that's it. So it's just like anything else. Nobody did all kinds of weird shit where they're blocking me from doing something and shoving shit in my face and then saying I guess a song. So that's why I don't do it. It's interesting. It's either a mix of people that won't accept that they're not telepathing me and God's not sending messages and stuff. I don't have a secret message for them. And then they're forgiven and whatnot. And people that will then make up that a person guessed it, not just God told you. That's why we don't do it. Sorry, not sorry. You got your these eyes this morning. Like I said, just wake up with the song in your head is not someone blocking my websites and trying to do secret indications and guess a song. It's not like a game for the whole population. No. Nope. Not a parlor trick. Oh yeah, they definitely are because I was just telling Brian, it's bad when you Google 30 cruise critic 30 cruises in 30 days and the AI thing that pops up goes, oops, something went wrong. Yep, oops, something went wrong. So just waiting for you people to keel over and die because nobody's interested in these weird games with you. That's an excuse for your sadistic insanity. It's just a little thing I do every day and I like it and it makes me happy, and then you're making up an excuse to block it, like Facebook and Tumblr. Not you're trying to play a song game with me. That's why they pointed out to you. They want to make sure you know that they're doing it. Yeah, because you'd sit here going, oh, the website's down or they haven't set it up yet today, because I don't know if they've ever done it this early in the day. Or there's a lot of people on it, but the blue bar isn't even moving. Right. Oh, there's a lot of, it's not that. That's why they, in the AI box where AI gives you an explanation for what's the Google search is, it just says, oops, something went wrong. That's what they do. Nothing went wrong. Nope. Right. You're just being held hostage. Prophecy to us. What's the song? Fuck away from me is what the song is. If there's a song, get the fuck away from me. Stop jamming and blocking a fucking Cruise Critic sweepstakes website. That's the song. That's the song today for you. I was telling Brian it would be so funny. I don't know how you could do it. It'd have to be basically like fake because you can't torture squirrels. If someone just made up a thing and it's like squirrels and they decide that they're gonna build a little city and they're gonna ride those little cars and do the uh, water skiing, and they decide they're gonna clip their tails and then they all just keel over. Yeah, go to the bookstore. Apparently they regulate their temperature with that because I looked it up like 2-3 years ago, remember? Because I was just like, why are they doing the tail? Looked it up. We saw one carrying a chestnut across the street. The other squirrels would go, look at that, they're still doing that, man. They didn't even pay. And then I was talking about the stuff with the bottled water, and it's not about any individual because I see all sorts of people doing it. Clearly they know that's not going to work over the long term. That's not sustainable. And just the second where they started doing weird stuff with water, we went over this years ago trying to explain it to people, and everybody just goes, not everybody, but the majority population goes, well, that's not reality, and we can't do that, so we've got to deal with what we've got. So we're going to chlorinate, pull toilet paper and poop out of water. I'm sure the second that we weren't drinking that water that just flows over the rocks and the soil is when we began getting sick. It's a biological being. It's all set up. I said to Brian, I go, you can't just invent styrofoam food and then you eat that because it makes you hungry and you can still poop. I mean, it keeps you full and you can still poop. There's no nutrients in it. This is great. We don't even need food anymore. We just eat styrofoam and we can still poop and we feel full. I love this guy. What's his name? H2O2. Babe, what's the guy's name with the H2O2? Eric Andre. I love these videos. I've seen a couple of them. He's just going to drink H2O2. That's the solution. And then there's that other song where we're drinking pure chlorine or something like that. That's the solution. You just make the buildings taller and taller to hold more people. That's the solution. Well, we don't really have much that we do on the weekends. I'm still trying to acquire some sort of shelving that I either don't have to pay for or is very cheap. Well, there's only so many hours in a week a person could be required to work, and we always go to the storage early in the morning and later at night because they sell stuff there, which hopefully is dirt cheap since it's stuff they acquired from people when they moved. They couldn't take the stuff with them. There's a Home Depot across the street. I'm trying to avoid having to pay for shelving, which is not cheap. Just because I really want to organize my storage unit. It's really starting to get to me. I'm a very sort of like anal and organized and clean person. So just having like the whole area filled and it's not right to make our life a lot easier. And I was telling Brian, he seemed to think it was a good idea that when we get these plastic bags, I'm going to make what's called a kit, where it's clean underwear, clean socks, like whatever with the day you're going to take a shower, it has a set of clothes in it. Right, so it's just a kit that you just grab, and every time you go in the storage unit, you don't have to rifle through 14 bags. I saw one on the Home Depot website. I don't know if that means they have it in their store. You have to order it to the store. I wanted to try to get it done this weekend, but it has like a space underneath, which is perfect because that would be like one of them would be the dirty laundry. Right, and then the other stuff I could probably fit used luggage I acquired for the trip. Maybe the cooler, yeah. So that's what I'm looking for, or a bookshelf. Just the cheapest thing was the thing they say is for a garage. It's wire. I know that means probably going to set it up. There's no way we're transporting something like that, except from a Home Depot right across the street to the thing. Or from the store at the thing right to my storage unit. And then I spend an hour or two. It's not going to take me long. Organizing it, sweeping the thing out. Yeah, there was another new guy last night. I probably should have mentioned him because when I see new people, I go, just so you know, don't leave any food at all in your storage unit. Nothing. Because, oh yeah, you'll find out real soon. Even coffee creamer. Nothing. Anything that is edible, don't leave it in there. Yeah, you get used to it where you keep everything in a certain bag or something, so you know when you're transferring for the night and stuff. And unfortunately, that means I got to carry stuff around I wouldn't normally carry around. But it's supposed to be 79 today. We'll probably be heading out of here soon. Change into something else. I'm like all bundled up from sleeping. That's what homeless people do. They got to bundle up. And so we're like severely overdressed in the daytime usually. I saw some woman, she drags a bag from wherever and leaves it and then goes and drags another bag. It's terrible. That's why I got a storage unit. Not I'm storing furniture and shit in there and I'm a hoarder. It's different when you're in a shelter than when you're living on the street. Especially in the winter, you have to have stuff to sleep with. And just carrying that around all day long, no, I did it for a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's different than being at the warming center too, because you don't have to have all that when you're at the warming center. So that it was like maybe a week or two after we left the warming center, I went, I've got to get a storage unit. Yeah, this is just no way am I doing this. You still end up carrying bags. I remembered, I think it was in the evening yesterday to do the cruise sweepstakes. That's why I'm like, oh God, the thing's not working. I hope I don't forget. You got to do it every day. Talk about mind torture. You'll be like, what if that's the one I would have won had I been able to get in there? I noticed yesterday too, when I hit the third one, it paused for a second. I know you just go, wait a minute. Why are you pausing? Give me a free cruise. Plus, I wanted to see which one they gave out yesterday. They tell you the next day what one they gave out the day before. There's a whole list of them in case you didn't know that. They list all the ones they're giving out. And I think I noted that Royal Caribbean isn't partaking in it. Probably because they don't have to. That's what I would assume. They don't have to. Unless I didn't see it there. I didn't think they did. Paid in full as of yesterday. It's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting to see paid in full things. One weird thing happened too when I first booked it, right? All of a sudden I went to it and for a second it said paid in full and then went to it. Yeah, I was like, what? That would have been awesome. It's all electronic, just blue paid in full. That's why they have to crack down on stuff because I'm sure there's people. But like, you're never gonna get away with it when you're doing something. I don't even see how you'd get away with it at all. No, I just don't think you'd get away with it. It might appear that you got away with it at first, and then you go, oh boy, right. I'm sure there's like a double, triple accounting for everything like that. But like, I saw a video of this woman, and it was before, it was years ago, so it's just a funny coincidence that she said a lady told her to book the cruise. She literally booked a cruise with stolen credit cards and showed up to the cruise. I know I'm sure the police were baffled. And it's the typical thing where I've seen, because I've watched the videos, when you talk to these people, they will not admit what they did. And they start talking about all this other stuff and stuff. Like they think they're going to flim flam you. And you just go, yeah. This woman, it's horrifying, left her 16-month-old home for 10 days and the child died because she took a vacation and to see her boyfriend in Puerto Rico. And so then when she got home, apparently she called and reported that something was wrong with the child. And then she kept trying to say that she was there. And it took the police several hours just questioning and questioning and questioning until she finally admitted she left the baby there. Honestly, it points to how mentally ill these people are, because she knows she's caught, okay? But like she can't admit it to herself what she's done. She can't admit it to herself what she's done. That's why it took so long for them to get her to finally admit it. So they literally commit horrific crimes like that and then tell themselves they didn't do it. I know it's scary, isn't it? So anyway, I'm waiting for all hell after tomorrow, apparently, or a different Sunday. I just thought it was funny because January 4th falls on a Sunday. I'm pretty much I'm pretty much sure we're already in all hell. Okay, but it did. It's like, I don't know. It's like watching Saturday Night Live or something. Every single time, it's just something about it, just wicked funny to me. And then just, I don't know if everybody's like, yeah, good, yeah, we want all hell, like what the hell, or they literally just laugh and think the guy's a buffoon. They don't even listen to their own leader. They don't listen to the people who have nuclear weapons. Everything becomes a joke and stuff. They're just so sociopathically and psychopathically gone. Anybody trying to be morally upright or maintain law and order, they just laugh at them like they're stupid. I would say they're probably getting mentally altered from the strokes in the head and the ionizing radiation. Yes, they're probably becoming, because you get medically altered before you die. They're probably mentally altered, like Ray Liotta, and that's why they're laughing and stuff about it. Or they're still in something where somebody else is getting nuked and somebody else is the cause of this and somebody else is not going to be here and stuff. You go, whoa. So, like, some of them probably embrace massive population control so that they can keep breeding. So, yeah, they go, yeah, let's eliminate 2/3 of the world's population, like in the Black Plague, in the Black Death, and then we can breed more. We can breed more, we can build more, we can have more buildings and control more things. Like a genetic, maintaining genetic lines. Not they want the space to be a hunter-gatherer people that leave everybody alone. No, not that. It can't be that, because they're all in this thing about the one love and we're all one and all this and community and right, and stacking people up in housing, and then that person is your new dominant person and stuff. It's just, it can't be that with those thoughts in the head. I'm convinced of it. Right, it's got something to do with the brain matter itself might be different and the psyche is clearly different. There's got to be some sort of interaction between the psyche and the brain matter, like Freud explained. Id, superego, id, ego, and superego. Yeah, the id is probably the basic psyche, and then the ego is your brain matter that works within its capabilities and whatever all your previouses built upon learning and stuff. It's empty.
Okay.
You want me to roll one, Dave? And then the super ego is God Almighty. I know I need to eat a bunch of food today because I was like wicked hungry last night. I was just sitting here like, should I go over to CVS? And I just never did it. And then I went to bed, and then I didn't want to get up this morning. Brian had to wake me up. Probably more relaxed, and then a lot of it has to do with urination. Eat a bunch of food, drink a bunch of fluids. I was telling Brian some dude this morning because he was in the bathroom. Some dude in a wheelchair that was obviously not born here. Me. He said he's not from the area. Okay, I'm not from the area either. Good luck asking me directions. And he needs to go to Central Mass Ave. And I go, okay, well, because I'm literally right in front of the train at that point. And I go, you just get right on the red line right there and get off at Central. And then he's saying something about he's in a wheelchair. I go, you can take a wheelchair on the train. You just go right over there, get on the train, and get off at Central. No, I got to push. And I go, well, then I can't help you, then ask somebody else. Get it? I do. Explained it to Brian. Dude, you're in a wheelchair. Get in the elevator, go down there, and make sure that fucking bathroom's open. Otherwise, get away from me. Asked, answered, refused to do what you were told to do. Yeah, because it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. He did. He asked somebody else, and the dude pointed. Because he's going to roll he's not going to ride a train. He's going to roll a wheelchair all the way to Central from here, which is not close. I can tell from the length of the train ride that it's not. We walked it once. It's impossible for me to walk like I was doing before, and I explained it because I have to carry all this stuff around. It's all part of the damnation. It's done purposely. It's an ape behavior. Only the dominant is allowed to walk. That's why you have some of these people that are like in the elite class, and then they prance around after they're forced to sit for 2 years. Even though the dominant's allowed to walk up the hills and stuff, the dominant's not allowed to leave the area. Yeah, the dominant's not allowed to take a walkabout in another part of that jungle. So yesterday, I got a notice from the DTA office acknowledging that I'm a hostage. just so people know. Massachusetts residency, you got to go in there and sign a piece of paper. And clearly, if you're not in Massachusetts, how are you going to do that? For food, it wasn't about the cash flow. Snap food. Said it specifically, snap food. So, like I said, what you do if you want to be seen, like you were told, since we started doing this in what, 2015? Okay. After realizing these people are not a certain species, they're the Oz, the other species. Oh shit, I forgot to do one. This is your plan for what to do for your transition because it's a Passover and you're in mass extinction. That's all that occurred between 2011 and about 2013. Right, because you were told tongue tao, and then, okay, that means nothing to you? All right, well, try to exist for the rest of your time here, which is short. And unfortunately made shorter by the fact that certain people didn't do what they were told to do. Your planet's in a crisis, the leaders told you, Almighty God told you, and you're just off on a tangent. So you expect those people to do what's right for you. That's what you expect because you have no personal responsibility and you can't live on your own. So that's what they're doing. They're going to make sure they're going to prevent mass starvation. Well, they're not going to go around and bite you in the jugular like you see in the videos. A lot more compassionate than that. Well, they did comply with the one card system. It's got to be a different card. It's got to be a different card. People might want to discuss if you can still have a snap card, but the way that they're doing it, right? Or most of the food pantries that I know about don't ask you for all your residency proof and stuff, so that could be the solution. I think as a food pantry and a donation, if you realize that these people are going town to town to town to town, I think that you can still have them register to make sure they're not doing that because nobody needs that much food. Also, if you're running homeless services and you catch on to people that aren't homeless, go in there and gobbling up everything. I think you have a right to tell them this is for homeless people. I've seen them doing it. They're nice about it. They go, we service mostly people that sleep outside. There's people. Oh yeah, I know. It's just a different people. Believe me, I would never fathom to do some of the things. They don't have any pride. These people. It's just a different type of person. They were just raised differently. Clearly, there's got to be some lower intelligence level there going on where if you can get something for nothing, even when you're taking from people that have nothing, you do it. Once you have housing, you should be using your SNAP card in a food pantry. Okay. clothing closets, okay? Um, I don't know what the deal is. I'm pretty sure that the one church, it's a community mail. Okay, that's what they decided, so it's not just homeless people. Well, they've probably got some people that are mentally incompetent, but they're in housing for their own safety. So they get a community meal, they can socialize. Somebody else in charge of checking their SROs and shit to see, make sure that they don't have the whole place full of items. I've seen that. Um, I think what they did at the other place that I want closed down, but for others, they gave them notice that they were going to be checking their rooms, okay? And then their family would come too. Right. If we had gotten the apartment, we wouldn't keep a storage unit. And the apartment actually came with small storage because the apartment's very small. Um, so that should make sense. Couldn't, and I had 6 children. I couldn't imagine going to a food pantry when you live in a house and you're not poor. For some reason, I didn't even think of a food pantry when I had to get SNAP food in Florida. It was a long time ago. So I'm sure I would have qualified to go just because I was making like $7.55 an hour and had 6 minors. I did everything a normal person could possibly do to try to deal with a man that's probably got dementia or something and his insane girlfriend. Like sell the house and then you can just pay for a rental house that's way cheaper than that. Just first he was supposed to try to hold on to the house. He can't hold on to the house, and what are you doing? Bankruptcy? Just you've hit the lower tier of females when she's telling you to file a bankruptcy. He was always against that. We had neighbors that did it twice, and he was always talking badly about them because of it. Bankruptcy. Yeah, listen to the chick who has terrible credit, not the one with the 700. Whatever. Talk about whatever. How many fitness days? I'm still waiting to hear back from my sister. I don't want to bother her, right? Because it's Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, unless it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's 3 nights, so. Well, I was thinking, I think it was yesterday I think it was like maybe on Thursday. Yeah, I was like, in my mind going, if you're still saying you don't know by Thursday or Friday, I think you're probably going to go. Okay, so I don't want to start making her feel bad about taking a trip because it's going to rain. What do we got left for space? I could probably roll 2 packs of these if I was live streaming at the time. It's almost like typing. Put some more tobacco in the bag today. So next week is supposed to be when the applications come up on the website for the lottery shelter. Well, I like it when I like talking to like regular people because I find that as soon as I talk about the shelter and lottery and stuff, they all say the same thing. They go, well, how, you're a married couple, so what is that about? Like, they all get it right away, whereas these people that are case managers and stuff don't really get it. And the people running the shelter, like, I think that they don't understand that they're mentally insane. I don't think they get that. It's got to be explained to them. Okay, I'm just going to roll on this one. It's part of dehumanizing people and being insane that you act like we're not a real couple. That's why the woman said whatever when I explained to her that my legal name is Buchanan. She literally goes, whatever. Okay, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad for mental derangement. I'm sorry, that's definitely bad. If that's not crimes against humanity talking, I don't know what is. Just belittling everything that people do because someone stole my house and my children and forced me to be homeless and destitute. So that means my marriage is a farce. You'd have to belittle marriage when you can't get anyone to marry you. Okay, that's how it functions in the brain of these people. Yeah, just so they know, other people do not talk to us like that. They absolutely do not. Let's see, the police, these people we met at a campground over the summer, my sister. Yeah, I'm sure they think disabled marriages don't have any meaning. Okay. What about mentally retarded people? Do their marriages have any meaning? Yeah, I'd be afraid to be up there. I had a fear of heights. Yeah, that's why you revamp what mentally retarded is. Believe me. Then they're getting Harvard degrees and shit, which is terrible for the people who actually deserve to get Harvard. Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about, Harvard's, system. But if you started having all these classes because they have to earn a degree, right? If you started having all these classes that even a retard can pass, then you've got a problem. Because then you've got retards running around telling people they've got a degree from Harvard University. And what does that mean to other people? I kind of remember this from college because when I took like communications and sociology, I went, okay. You could have a highly intelligent person, just for some reason the field they want is just, it's like 2 plus 2, and then now you've got a PhD in 2 plus 2, like your Tiger Woods. Oh yeah, I'm sure you've got 57 gold sashes on you and stuff because your major was 2 plus 2. It's not like chemistry.